Welcome back to Flick Vestige. If you're looking for incredible true stories that just hit streaming, you've come to the right place. February has quietly delivered some of the most powerful real-life additions across Netflix, Prime Video, and HBO Max. These aren't just biopics. They are raw, unfiltered looks at human resilience, hidden history, and the kind of truth that's often stranger than fiction. In this video, we're counting down the top 5 best real-life movies for this month, focusing on emotional depth, historical impact, and the performances that bring these legendary figures to life. Let's dive in. Number 5, Scoop 2024 is a biographical drama that provides a gripping behind-the-scenes look at the high-stakes negotiations leading up to Prince Andrew's infamous 2019 BBC Newsnight interview. Based on the memoir by former Newsnight producer Sam McAllister, played by Billy Piper, the film follows the tenacity of the all-female editorial team as they navigate the rigid walls of Buckingham Palace to secure the scoop of the decade. The story centers on the intense professional dance between McAllister, Newsnight anchor Emily Maitlis, portrayed by Gillian Anderson, and the prince's private secretary, Amanda Thirsk, Keeley Hawes, all while the royal family faces growing scrutiny over the Duke's ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The film culminates in a forensic, tension-filled recreation of the interview itself, featuring a transformative performance by Rufus Sewell as Prince Andrew. Eschewing a traditional documentary approach, Scoop functions as a procedural thriller that explores the power of investigative journalism and the hubris of the elite. It captures a pivotal moment where a single hour of television effectively dismantled a royal reputation, highlighting how the prince's own lack of self-awareness ultimately became the most damaging evidence against him. Number 4, Worth 2020, is a poignant biographical drama based on the memoir of lawyer Kenneth Feinberg. The film follows the nearly impossible task assigned to Feinberg, played with restrained intensity by Michael Keaton, in the immediate aftermath of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. Congress appoints him to lead the September 11 Victim Compensation Fund, a project designed to provide financial relief to the families of victims in exchange for their agreement not to file individual lawsuits against the airline industry. Initially, Feinberg approaches the challenge as a strictly logistical, bureaucratic problem, attempting to apply a cold mathematical formula to quantify the value of a human life. However, he quickly faces intense public backlash and emotional exhaustion as he encounters the raw, messy reality of the families left behind. With the help of his deputy, Camille Biros, Amy Ryan, and the pressure of a vocal community organizer, Charles Wolfe, Stanley Tucci, Feinberg is forced to move beyond his spreadsheets. He ultimately shifts his approach from a detached legal exercise to an act of genuine empathy, grappling with the heartbreaking reality that no amount of money can ever truly equate to the worth of a life. It is a quiet, powerful look at grief, systemic bureaucracy, and the human need for recognition in the face of national tragedy. Number 3, Marshall 2017, is a compelling legal biopic that focuses on an early, pivotal case in the career of Thurgood Marshall, the man who would eventually become the first African-American Supreme Court justice. Set in 1941, the film bypasses his later, more famous Supreme Court battles to highlight his time as a crusading NAACP lawyer, traveling the country to defend minority clients in areas where the legal system was often stacked against them. The plot centers on his defense of Joseph Spell, a black chauffeur wrongly accused of the rape and attempted murder of a wealthy white socialite in Connecticut. Because Marshall is not licensed to practice in Connecticut, he is forced to partner with Sam Friedman, a local Jewish insurance lawyer with no experience in criminal law. The film is a sharp procedural that leans heavily on the chemistry between Chadwick Boseman's electric, razor-sharp Marshall and Josh Gad's hesitant but principled Friedman. As they navigate institutional racism and local prejudice, the story transforms into a broader commentary on the power of collaboration and the necessity of fighting for justice in the face of deep-seated bigotry. It is an inspiring, old-school courtroom drama that serves as a timely reminder of the courage required to challenge an unjust system. Number 2, The King 2019, is a gritty, atmospheric reimagining of Shakespeare's Henriade. The film follows Hal, Timothée Chalamet, a rebellious, hedonistic prince who rejects his royal responsibilities to live among the commoners. However, following the death of his estranged father, King Henry IV, he is reluctantly thrust onto the throne as Henry V. Forced to navigate a web of court intrigue, shifting political alliances, and the looming threat of war with France, Hal must shed his youthful detachment and harden himself into the tactical, stoic monarch the kingdom demands. The film is defined by its somber, muddy aesthetic cinematic and brutal, visceral depiction of medieval warfare culminating in the famous Battle of Agincourt, Chalamet delivers a performance of quiet intensity, supported by Robert Pattinson's flamboyant and menacing portrayal of the French Dauphin and Joel Edgerton's grounded performance as the battle-hardened knight, Falstaff. The king explores the isolating, corrupting nature of power, painting a portrait of a reluctant leader who realizes that to preserve peace, he must become the very instrument of war he once despised. It's a somber, beautifully shot meditation on duty, betrayal, and the heavy price of the crown. Number 1. The Great Raid 2005 is a war drama based on the harrowing true story of the 1945 rescue mission at the Cabanatuan POW camp in the Philippines. During the final months of World War II, as American prisoners of war face starvation and brutal treatment at the hands of the Japanese military, intelligence suggests they are slated for execution. Colonel Henry Mucci, played by Benjamin Bratt, leads the 6th Ranger Battalion on a desperate, high-stakes mission to infiltrate enemy territory, bypass thousands of Japanese soldiers, and liberate over 500 American survivors before it's too late. The film weaves together 3 distinct perspectives: the soldiers planning the daring rescue, the prisoners struggling to maintain their humanity and hope inside the camp, and the courageous Filipino resistance fighters, led by Margaret Utinsky, played by Connie Nielsen, who risk everything to smuggle medicine and intelligence to the captives. While it embraces the conventions of classic old-fashioned war epics, the film is anchored by its commitment to depicting the sheer logistical difficulty of the raid. It is a grueling, suspenseful tribute to the sacrifice of both the soldiers and the civilians, who defied impossible odds to bring the men home. That's the list. 5 true-life movies, each delivering that distinct, slow-burn tension that only reality can manufacture. If one of these piqued your interest, fire it up and experience the truth behind the lens. Thanks for watching Flick Vestige. There's plenty more recommendations headed your way soon, so like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video.